medawase na mabo mabaso. Okay. Nsem-Pii TV mosomo ye mafamu de boa media space no ene nsemu a ebi no ante eche na mo de call YouTube.
Nsem-Pii TV nie
eti for abato no akona wie esene Ghana ye mra etie no ye to aba 5 p.m. na abato no abawie di sabra me no kasa abato no abawie ama counting no any sorting na ekoso na men person me say obre me say unya time na wotie some of the results. Yes, metima confirm am say emu nsheda nyema NPP saade, but your some results are actually we fimu ba actually say NDC and so lose one or the two polling stations near there. Inti measure so beje bread inti some of the results na we are one kasa do conclusion about a clear free airway and answer NDC and Robin airway inti some of the provisional results are free some polling stations toja we are now do ajunche to comment section on medwas be
ena ehanu mu sei etie sade ani nyina anya aba na wie ya wo mo ehwe ani mu sei wo mo ebetimi ede box no akopie mu wo bia ya wo mo ekokoleti ni nyina no sei ena etie aposifo bambo ho nsem no ayede pa immigration for aposifo ena afa fire wo mo enyina ewo hanu mu sei bia wo mo ehwe sei wo mo ebetimi na wo mo ede enioma no akọ sade etie pepepe sei de emaburu no efi anapa ene na ria so sade na omo eye dede ebom pempen ewo ehanumu sei no sei bibia ayedi ewo empotam hanumu sei a eye Church of Pentecost Odoko 2 na afa Church of Pentecost North Odoko 4 ni nyina aba na rie ya emaburu ni nyina ayedi obia ehwe sade process no esi ekono enti no de ekoso ewo ehanumu sei sesi a na ye twa mfoni edeche onua TV na afa onua no bibia eco smooth bibia ni honuma esiye se ebia ya bot figure bi so na obi enti ase bibia sa ansi enwa ene se agent no omo enyina oni omunya omo ho enti ase na ne pin sheet no omo ahye na omo assign pepepe okay say abrantie baako asa chenchina obedi omo ka no achi na wone omo akọ eno ena posifo no so no enti ase but still na no what the vim ene takashe or the vim ne takashe ahwiri aboka ne to a oni womo movie a womo ekwa ye hwe sese omo ebeyi na sinchen ana sesen obeto aso na wone womo akwa na nti sese de ye kase de ballot box no ena womo atimi ama eso a womo de ekobia ya womo ekọ na omo akokoleti nti ye kase de sei ena ehanum sei nti a sese obia ni so atene wine womo wonpotem ha sei NDC for ahu de womo enyaye ena NPP for so no ahu de womo enyaye nti no bibia kwa na wie ye ne 19 polling stations na yisi ede rerun no ehhehhe so no bibia ekwa na wie ye no womo kinkan ni nyina ena ye behu sede etie ewa hanum sei asanto a medase
so ye dase pa akua sapamana ye ne no ekasa ye no na kyerese baby a wo bo nkyeremu ne kyerɛ ye koduru ye ne de ampim chale sene awie ye na ya na ye tai ehu chale pa.
That message will sound a bit more convincing because the awohwehwɛ ne dey impuntuo say beba and almost like I said and one message I wie kwamiti and say since 96 ye the seat na MPP for you hu hwe and you see that message so power I remember say we call secondary takra there. That was the message. Say secondary takra constituencies then the MPP na win sa pa you hu hwe so munya started sa message no way any strong counter there forget it and I think that is what is playing out and minority caucus in parliament so issue statement of course it's signed by the leader himself Osahin Alexander Kwame Afenyomaken ono enanin Sasha say almost say the minority caucus strongly condemns the act of lawlessness and violence that have marred the parliamentary rerun election of 19 polling stations in the Ablekuma North constituency today. We are deeply concerned by the recurrence of violent disruptions by NDC thugs led by Malik Basentali. In the minority, have been specific on Mabudin, Obi Officer, all leaders are facts, almost Malik Basentali, Deputy National Communications Officer, and Omasiabo Mustafa Gbande, Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. Videos circulating show that they are inciting, directing, and ordering acts of violence. Regrettably, senior NDC officials who should be condemning such actions because they are complicit are justifying them, implicating themselves in this assault on democracy. These actions continue to erode the democratic process and deprive the people of Ablekuma North of their constitutional rights to parliamentary representation. The apparent complicity of the Ghana Police Service, which stood by unconcerned as these party thugs carried out their disruptive and violent act, is particularly egregious given the threat issued by Malik Basentali yesterday at a rally where he openly encouraged their supporters to engage in such conduct. Equally reprehensible is the appearance of the ministers of the Interior and Defense at polling stations. Their presence was nothing more than a public gimmick designed to feign concern while masking their gross inaction and complicity in the thuggery. The following incidents of lawlessness have been reported during today's rerun. 1. At St. Peter's polling station, NDC thugs physically assaulted the NPP parliamentary candidate Ekwia Usu-Afriye, former Fisheries Minister Hawa Kumsin, and Dakwa Newman, former MP for Okaikwe South. 2. At the Church of Pentecost North Odoko 2 polling station, a police officer slapped Mr. Banahini Ajekum, a reporter with EIB Network, while he was covering the election. At the Awoshi DVLA polling station, NDC thugs dressed in brown uniforms posing as security personnel were apprehended by police after failing to provide identification. 4. NDC thugs engaged in confrontations with police at Asiedu Jedu Memorial School, that's School 1 polling station, contributing to a tense and chaotic environment that threatens the safety of voters and electoral officials. And 5, assault on Deputy National Organizer of the NPP, Chris Lloyd Nikwe Asamoah, by NDC thugs. These incidents follow a troubling pattern of violence and irregularities that have plagued Ablekuma North since the December 2024 general elections, including the destruction of electoral materials, missing pink sheet, and a fire at the Kwashiman cluster of schools. The Minority Caucus has consistently called for transparency, accountability, and adequate security to ensure a fair electoral process. Our petitions to the Ghana Police Service on the 4th of June 2025 and our protest in Parliament indicated the urgent need for action to resolve this impasse. We reiterate our condemnation of the Electoral Commission's decision to conduct a rerun in 19 polling stations, which we view as inconsistent with earlier assurances that only 3 polling stations required coalition to declare a winner. The sudden shift to a rerun without adequate explanation raises suspicions of political interference and undermines public confidence in our electoral institutions. The Ghana Police Service must swiftly investigate the assaults on Nana Ekwia Usu-Afriye, Hawa Kumsin, Banahini Ajekum, Chris Lloyd Nikwe Asamoah, as well as the NDC thugs impersonating security personnel, and ensure that perpetrators are brought to justice. The Inspector General of Police must deploy adequate security to protect voters, the NPP candidate, Nana Ekwia Usu-Afriye, journalists, and electoral officials, ensuring a safe environment for the completion of the electoral process. The continued disenfranchisement of Ablekuma South residents who have been without parliamentary representation since 7 January is unacceptable. The EC and law enforcement must act decisively to restore the constituency's voice in Parliament. We call on the NDC to exercise restraint and refrain from actions that incite violence and create an atmosphere of insecurity. The people of Ablekuma North deserve a peaceful, transparent, and fair electoral process. We also urge civil society, the media, and the international community to closely monitor the situation and support efforts to uphold Ghana's democratic credentials. The Minority Caucus commits to defending the rule of law and ensuring the integrity of our electoral process. We will not relent in our pursuit of justice and representation for the people of Ablekuma North. Signed, Osahin Alexander Kwame Nafenyomaken, Minority Leader, and Nsem-Pii Atuja. Inti, Oma Chronicle, Nyoma ECC, our media, they capture. Unfortunately, mobile assaults, no, multimedia journalist Nediano was missing in there. But mobile GH1 TV, Nipano, and that's where we are. Minority, so press, police, or more day about trigger. Yes. Basintali and Omabon specifically said Basintali and Mustafa Bande, the main people based on Nsema Omoka and right to share TV Neswa where you post we are Basintali editors or say from today I name him the Flying Python. He shall be in charge of the 5K Air Force. And when people see it as an insinuation against Howard Kumsen, say Nkofoneko attack our kumba could be a 2 year or pim how a kumsen actually means when we saw video now.
Obi area say yeah kasana make same be say omo a appointment e wo aban mu no.
Sure.
E was say serious orientation e koso.
Yes.
Na yema nipa ni bi hu say because we now be to say mashebedwani mo manfo wo ni wo pram dia wo de baaye. Comparing the course to the course or Ayawaso West Wagon. The course or Ayawaso West Wagon. No. Being in it, or may you might who say, and ye, yeah, you're setting up a commission.
Actually,
a committee, a commission. And my commission, no co moo, near free mobile, see a beshe, naya implementing near commission recommendations or mother by Sayed, Masanya, a hormone, Gina. It is ye casse. We course na no eti nesu we course nti mu obi a mie na no nka bi na free nipa nye ordinary people nye nipa bi e wo form enye party supporters bi na mu kita appointments a minister of state and Basintele is no more beka say or ye deputy communications officer for the NDC keke why ye only penny or da no eti yemma nipa ni bi hu say ube drew empempenso bi wa abrabo mu a e wo sabo niema a wo ye no e match the position a ye de ama wo wi ansa na wako sa oba na be ma na ne sa agro na ye di o mayim no sije as a country e wo se sorry because sije ba ne sen and you see the narrative ebimo try say omode beba no oh na enye voter ye de ka say ye momutumi anase ye momufa hudie so omonye anase omonye ye nyina ye nim okan odia komajoyonline.com kwadomonline.com kwa other online portals ahodo it is stated said the independent expert no a wono na dwuma eye se wo ye hihemu eba no the rights for hudie wo se wo ma wo LGBTQI+ plus na wo no chese bi betumi abeka ho ye dad ye tia de so bi betumi abeka ho sa right na wo se protect no eno ho aba na wo mo ekwakoto se nipa na dwuma na oye no and resolution na wo ma je tum no chese eye binding amanya hodo a ese UN ewo UN mu nyina ye de Ghana ha ye we ye wo UN ensem bebre na se wo mo enhyehyɛ bebre no a ye de ye nsa hyase a atete yen ye wo se ye de ye adwuma eti eba ne sense CJ me pesa me kya wade wo ha ye hwa mama bia wa Africa se o mo koy o mo vote no omunya kukuduro e vote no e wo UN council no CJ Algeria Burundi, Congo, Côte d'Ivoire, Ethiopia, Kenya, Morocco, Gambia, Nigeria, Togo, Eritrea, these countries, they voted no. It's yebesa yaba mumpenyu for. Yebeso mo in charge of your foreign affairs say, you slow. A day to no to me quarter of vote is a young vote. Yet, done time. Papa Bonio, your womb. When you wind a woman, say, Yenimobio. So what quiet vote? Said that independent expert na wonu edini juma the right of sabe yet kofisi ba ye yusu sa word no the right of baba ne wo baba man hwe wo haya eni ahibia o eni ehunu say yankasa babia ye nyina yakoma wo eni ye kasa Ghana ye mudie ejina nipa binya kokodro begina ho no mema ne mema o befefe wo ma no kire yen eti ye bisasa ensema yete ye ebibia na ban biti so yenuma yete hei ye kaseti e pass ye nyina na obi ani wo fo so enye me deda nyame mpangu se meda so na me baba ma so akwakofa ba ma de ba me abrapo kwa me fie nyame ompangu mani kwa chichiri na yete ese ne ese ye kwa vote CJ e wo mu say the vote na ka be vote bia na nya significant after all we countries wo mu no vote no Dodro na a vote yes. It would be no ena ejina ye. But at least in ka oman Ghana be make a statement to say. Yeti Ghana ye the day. Na ye see a parliament. Speaker say boss afini koda we ye no. Ye be hunu wa kwan so oman ne be je tum. Na wa kwa kodru United Nations. Wa kwa tena council so. Wosoma kwa vote a. Kwa na kwa vote yes or no. Na momoti asese asoman Ghana. Ye values any ye quarter any ye systems no etia. Wosoma kwa abstaining. Mami won't abstain na say o chance no de onyina babia on de won to because a bit to say de yempene so a bit to so bopene so Ghana de yanto hwe ye patron panyefo no sijo mo metie mu omonyina so ne de enti on abstaining from sa voting no what were your grounds are would you take a decision no on behalf of Abrapo committee hey on behalf of Ghana and some mo ka che in opposition na ye hunu ya na CJ LGBTQ plus ena ye hunu kwato aba na wiase nyina hunu se Ghana mfoaso na emra na CJ ye no samra kroya ena sa resolution abai no ebe combat because omo tese omo wo rights ewo mo liberties ewo mo freedom yeti aso se ye besemra na emra no wo se wa Ghana akodo bi man so asan de me de meet to aba say empanyefo meche mo ma CJ edi enti mo si sa gina no be se ye komo nyina ekoso no Christian Council yente monka ye wo ha say ye wo Kali Bishop conferences yente monka madaroma ye wo other religious organizations e wo man yi mo ebre twa mu ye ne mo na edi komo back to back e fa sansem we hu mama yente monka wasade akoso ye hu yente be kaya no ntum CJ yente be kaya no ntum
abra mame nda wase areho se afidie no se eyi aboa no a
eso ni su
nko
tese jano so eso so a
abena me yasa yi nka voices honorable Sam George
me be ya campaign period ye Sam George gina platform so ekita microphone send your kind to make
afidie no akabudi kakra
sa wo pese Ghana nya ne fa wudie every sabi oba na be man na
tutia
tuabatia NPP tuabatia Dr. Baumia na wo tuaba ma omampani mahama na ekire se wode ye mra ne ya marma ne ya mane be yadwuma ama yabo ayi sabi what na you mean to me who say mean to me usu ye bebo na we wo Ghana we na enie ye Sam George wo de anim sa we ade o tweeting wo pa ko tweeti awe no enie that be mama nyasa
all right adoma 6.3 FM my engine kato private members bill na ye nyina nim say wo ka ho what is the current state of sa bill no as we speak currently na fe yemfa nkomo no embra abato akoso yi sofo
yo CJ dem the person committee for nyina sa Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025 was soon be 9 and they got to parliament they got to parliament and so Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Alban Bagbin, and opportunity cry and ordinance assassin approve it. Now, Bosmi Nani, say a be free Parliament, I call for gazetting. Now, my home coin, now ye Bepimone, at a sukon conhol Parliament. Now, no, and yet it's a support actually whoever is blocking it to say, yeah, man, now what we are. So now what we Trump. Womo fa bill na nkwanko gazette ya ebeye oyechire kese pa e di actually wom because bill Speaker of Parliament approve me nim di intia also up to now enko for gazette or laying And whoever, as for speaker here, and may subject which could be nowhere in America.
Yes.
Bonabasso say, a call, he approved it. Even in May, Parliament called recess in his opening remarks, no, or a team bill say, or no dear, of what ye promote to Sa bill,